is a cookie pie?
It is like a pavê with cookie, maisena cookie, and has milk.
It has milk,
It has milk, condensed milk, chocolate,
sweetened condensed milk,
sweet condensed milk, chocolate, and that's it.
so sorry, is it like a tart or like a cake?
It's like a cake. No, que é tarte?
Tart is the pie with crust, torta com borda. E aquela massa podre. Tá, o nome da massa é massa podre, né? Que é podre.
Ah, tá.
É aquela. Let me show you. In a second. Meu Deus, como que dá aula? Acabei de dar aula e já esqueci. Sorry. Pie. Pie. This is pie. Pie has crust. Pie has crust.
Ok. Ah, então não.
This is a tart. It doesn't have crust on top.
Ah, tá.
Okay? And cake is cake. And cake is cake.
So it is a tart.
Então
Pie
era
is a tart.
cookie pie is a tart.
Ok.
Cookie pie is a tart.
So I bought this tart after lunch, and it is made me very
Então, eating this
this
made me very
tired.
tired. Você tá ouvindo esse barulho? Cara, isso é.
Falando?
É lá embaixo. Da Eco. There's an echo. Minhei. Me. My mom came to my house and she prepared a lot of marmitas for me. And then I told her, okay, you can help me improve my diet, but you have to do the food I like. And she was like, okay, what food do you like? And then I said, white rice, not whole grain rice, white rice with garlic and onions. And then she said,
Tu tá mutada.
claro, eu tava morrendo aqui tossindo. And then she said, I don't know how to make rice like this. And then I explained to her, look, you have to fry the onion, then fry the garlic, then fry the rice, then put water. And she was like, okay, we can do it together. And I said, okay. And then she was like, but you need to eat beans. And I said, I don't like beans. I hate beans.
Eu não gosto de feijão.
Odeio feijão.
Meu Deus.
Odeio feijão. I hate beans. And she said, but you need to eat something that has like beans properties. And she was like, what about lentils? I like lentils. And she was like, okay, and so I'm gonna make lentils and you're going to help me with the rice. And then we cooked together, made this, and she made a lot of marmitas with lentils and rice for me.
And the meat?
She told me to fry an egg when I eat.
Okay.
But I didn't do it today because I didn't have time. Next time, I'm gonna fry the egg and put in the marmita.
Okay.
Or boil the egg in the marmita. Because, I'm sorry. morreu. Gente.
Você tá bem?
Tô, me engasguei só.
Ah, não tá, mas você não tá gripada nada não, né?
Não, só com rinite. I just have rhinitis. Rhinitis makes me cough, but now I am engasgada. There's something in my throat. Okay, now it's good. But I forgot why I was telling you this story. Mas eu esqueci porque que eu tava contando essa história.
Ah, porque você tava terminando sua comida, daí você quis falar o que você tinha comido. Não, eu
Ah,
tinha
é,
comido,
ok.
aí você explicou.
Ah, okay, that's true. So I was eating this rice and lentils. Rice and lentils. And what did you have for lunch today?
I had lunch. Rice and beans. Meat.
Meat.
Eu não sei, é que eu não sei que carne daquela. Realmente não sei.
Que legal, né?
Não, eu sei que não era carne de. Tá. It's not.
It wasn't.
It wasn't meat pig milk,
It wasn't pork.
pork. It's not chicken.
It wasn't pork nor chicken. Não era porco nem galinha. It wasn't pork nor chicken. Was it fish?
No.
Was it beef?
Very expensive. No.
Cara, não era porco, não era galinha, não era gado.
Não. Poderia ser gado, só que realmente eu não sei que carne era aquela. Só sei que era uns pedação de carne assim, não sei que carne era aquela. Não era carne de panela. Era outra carne boiada em um monte de água.
So it was a stew. Stew, um cozido.
Ok, stew.
With unknown meat. With unknown meat. With unknown meat.
With an old meat. There is a meat who the name is monster chicken because it's a chicken with a lot of water and with tomato, onions and
Tomatoes, onions.
and é que seria pimentão, vários pimentões diferentes.
Pimentões, bell pepper. And different bell peppers. And Phantom asked, how are you, Renata?
I'm fine.
Good.
Okay.
Just tired because of the tart?
Yes.
Interesting. I'm sorry. I'm dying. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening, sorry. Today I have a very delicate subject to talk about. Today we're gonna talk about incels. What are incels?
Ai, caramba, como é que eu explico? Ah, você quer que eu explique o que?
What do you know? What do you know about incels?
Normally it's men.
Normally they are men.
They are men who are stupid and
They are men who are stupid
think they are more intelligent and superiors. Você faz superior.
And superior
Superiors than other people.
Superior to other people.
Superior Superior to other.
Superior to other people. Uh, how do they group together?
Peraí, como eles atuam em conjunto ou como
How do
eles
they group together? Think. Think.
Não, sim, eu tô pensando, calma aí.
Como que eles se juntam? How do they group together?
Tá. For the social media, so communities, online communities. Ai, calma, deixa eu me arrumar aqui que eu não tô falando. Deixa eu botar pra você aqui. Tá. Não é que realmente tá ruim pra acordar um pouco agora.
How do they group together?
For social medias and online communities.
Through social media.
And online communities. That's it, no? And I don't know.
And online communities. Yeah, they are part of a subculture of the internet. Alright. Let's take a look at this video. No subtitles. Hunting down incel extremists. So incels are part of one of recent extremist groups that have been rising. So let's see.
Online, you can be anyone. I can be a far-right neo-Nazi, but I can also be a jihadist, and I can even be a man who's part of the incels movement.
Most of the world was introduced to incels when Elliot Rodger killed 6 people at UC Santa Barbara in 2014.
Police didn't have to search long to learn what motivated a 22-year-old gunman to kill 6 people and injure 7 others.
Incel stands for involuntary celibates, and it was originally a forum on Reddit that was basically set up for people who couldn't find a romantic or sexual partner. The Toronto van attacker posted a reference to Elliot Rodger online.
He wasn't part of a terrorist group, but it may not be as simple as suggesting he was a lone wolf.
I think it's extremely scary that literally anyone could get caught up in an extremist movement, could get radicalized and exploited by extremist recruiters. I'm Julia Ebner, and I'm a researcher looking at far-right radicalization and terrorism. Part of my research is undercover within those groups, and I do these investigations partly because I want to understand better how they operate, because that's how you inform prevention and intervention programs, but also partly because I then work with security services to intercept their communication or to prevent terrorist attacks from happening if I do see something being plotted. I actually initially started looking into jihadist terrorism when ISIS was at the height of its power, but then I saw that there was a strong backlash from the far-right side of the spectrum, so I looked deeper into the far-right's online subcultures and saw that they were really gaining traction, especially among young people, and I wanted to get insights, really first-hand insights, and understand what was driving them. When I was younger, I always wanted to become an actress, and I did a few acting trainings, so I guess that was then helpful for being just really just an amateur in pretending to be
I don't know
someone I'm
if
not.
that helped.
But it helped me to, for example, to fool neo-Nazi groups or also jihadist groups into thinking that I could be one of them. For my research, I went undercover on the one hand with ISIS hacker groups, but also with American neo-Nazis, with German far-right extremists, identitarians and white nationalists, also with misogynist groups, and with conspiracy theory groups such as QAnon. A lot of people wouldn't really make the connection that actually neo-Nazis and far-right extremists are very similar to jihadists in the ways they operate, also in the ways they think, but especially in the ways they use new technologies. I've been interested in the rise of anti-feminism for quite some time, and especially when it manifests itself in targeted hatred against women or especially against feminists. The manosphere is a loose network of different online subcultures, that are all misogynist and united in their anti-feminism. Incels is one of the most radical and potentially violent groups or networks within the bigger manosphere. Incels was originally a forum on Reddit that was basically set up for people who couldn't find a romantic or sexual partner and who were lonely. There was a positive goal behind incels in the beginning, but it has been hijacked over the years by deeply misogynist and anti-feminist activists who've turned it into one of the most hateful places you can find on the internet. When you're black-pilled, you don't believe anymore in being able to find a romantic or sexual partner. You don't believe that it's possible to change your behavior in order to find a girl. They believe that actually it's only the really good-looking guys, they call them chats, who are able to find women. So attractive men are called chats and attractive women are called Stacys in the incels vocabulary. In 2014, Elliot Rodger was, I would say, the first big case of an incels sympathizer who went on to commit an act of terror.
The nearly 10-minute rampage ended with a final gun battle with sheriff's deputies. In the end, Rodger and 6 others were killed.
He became the hero for the whole incels subculture. So he's still cited, his manifesto is still quoted by new perpetrators of the incels movement.
He posted,
Perpetrators is like criminals. Perpetrator is the same as criminal.
the 141-page manifesto, mostly blaming women for not having sex with him.
He also published a video in which he said that he hates all women, that he wants to take revenge on women for not having sex with him. One example of such an inspirational attack is the Toronto van attacker, who in 2018 went on to commit a van attack against pedestrians, and he also posted a reference to Elliot Rodger online in a Facebook post. And most recently, we've of course had the Plymouth shooting in the UK, where the perpetrator was also inspired by the incels movement. My job is to do research into various different extremist movements on different sides of the ideological spectrum. But as part of this, I often go undercover to expose some of their communication tactics or their recruitment tactics, and to then also inform the wider public, but also the security services or international organizations on how to approach these topics. For my undercover investigations, I usually have different steps that I follow. Step 1 is to understand what my goal is, what do I want to get out of this. Step 2 is to develop a profile, a credible profile across different social media outlets. That means often spending months to really develop that profile, to make it credible. I sometimes think about my own character or that fake character almost like I would think about the character in a novel. But it also means that you have to invest a lot of time into actually running these different accounts, turning them into something that could be an actual person's account. They want to have several proofs that your Twitter profile isn't just a fake profile, that you have profiles on all of their alternative media, social media outlets. Like there is an alt-right equivalent for Twitter, for YouTube, for Facebook, that I would have to have accounts on all of these simultaneously and run them for several months in order to be credible. And then some of the groups have very rigorous vetting procedures. So for example, when I joined a neo-Nazi group in the US, I had to actually submit the test results of a genetic test to prove that I'm white or to prove that I have no foreign background. Step 3 is to learn the language of the community. And it's important to almost learn that language before reaching out to the recruiters or to other members. Because otherwise they would already be suspicious because they can immediately identify you as an outcomer. An example would be the incels movement, where you have a whole list of terms that they use that you wouldn't know as an outsider. You wouldn't know what a Chad or a Stacy is, or what the derogatory terms are that they use to describe women, or that you have to be black-pilled in order to be part of that community. And step 4 is to reach out to other members. And step 5 is to really get deeper insights and to gather information from the inside. One of the key findings from my time within incels was that they're all deeply vulnerable individuals, and they've all had a past of either traumatizing experiences or of just really a lot of sad experiences that happened during their youth or during their childhood even. All of the incels that I spoke to or that I had conversations with had an extremely low self-esteem.
And they're very vulnerable. They were probably molested as children. They have been through, as she was saying, very difficult and traumatic moments in life, but instead of looking for help, they turned against the world, and they found in the incel community more people to support this hate they have against the world, you know. So as I was talking here in chat with Phantom, he was saying that here incels became a thing because now women can be self-sustained and now men can't control them. So they are mad and don't fix themselves to find someone. So when you are black-pilled in an incel community, you don't expect anymore to find someone for you, a woman. And they flirt with eugenics, for an example. In the example of the Chad. A Chad is a person that is able to be with other women. It's someone that they believe is genetically good. That's why I was talking about eugenia, né? Because they believe there is a certain genetic pool that produces these chads, uma certa mistura genética, né, que produz esses chads, esses caras, these guys who are able to get women. And they believe they're not part of this genetic superior people.
Ah, tá. Então,
Okay.
não é que nem os ANCAPs.
What's the parallel you trace it with NCAPs, anarcho-capitalists?
They use the internet for attack.
To attack.
And they made a big community.
They built a big community.
They built a big community to attack other people and
yes, no, they built a big they built a big community to attack other people. Yeah, that's true. But not just that. Não só isso.
to promote their ideas.
Their ideas. Yeah, that too. They built a big community to promote their ideas. And also, they're very homophobic. And as you saw, she had to prove she was white.
Eu também ia perguntar, quando falo no livro sobre a questão falam dois tipos de mulheres, tem a Stacy e a outra lá. É só que depois ver essa parte de novo, só pra ver o que falar direito.
Okay, the Stacy is a stereotypical woman that only has sex or intimate relationships with these chads, you know. Hola, loco, ¿cómo está? This is what is a Stacy. You can look at it.
Okay.
Stacy and Chad. Incels. What are Chad, Stacys, and Beckys? So let's see. The Becky and the Stacy. The Stacy is the preppy woman with naturally curvy body, and the Becky is a loose baggy clothing with small tits, flat ass, that thinks that guys look like this. So it's just another way to undermine women and characterize them or categorize them by their body type. Ok?
Esses caras são muito escrotos, meu Deus.
Aqui, ó. Cooks every man she ever knew when Chad shows up. Ou seja, corneia todo mundo quando um Chad aparece. But now this is a meme. Agora isso virou um meme, né? Now this is a meme. Let's finish watching the video real quick.
So they also talk a lot about how to maximize their looks. It's called looks maxing. There's a whole forum on that where you can do different types of surgeries. They have this ideal picture of what a man should look like in order to be successful. And some of them also no longer believe in any of these looks maxing strategies. So they've given up all hope, and what you in incels language would call they lay down and rot.
They lay down and
They've
rot.
basically decided that their life is no longer of any
Lay down
value.
and rot, like deita e apodrece.
And then they resort to either committing suicide or they resort to planning acts of violence against women
Yep.
to take revenge on
Like the
people
van
they blame
attack
for
in
their
Toronto.
lack of sexual experiences or for their inability to find a romantic partner. I do think it's possible to de-radicalize them, but in order to inform good de-radicalization strategies or intervention strategies, we need to have really good knowledge of how these communities operate and what's driving the members. So I think there is value in going undercover with them. The other part of the story is, of course, intercepting their communication if there is an attack that's being plotted or if there is an announcement of violence, and then forwarding it to the security services or forwarding it to the tech platforms that shut down their...
Forwarding, encaminhar, encaminhando. Então ela acredita que she believes that it is important to go undercover and find what they're plotting, o que eles estão tramando, and forward it to the responsible people, encaminhar isso para as pessoas responsáveis. She thinks this is important.
Counts. And I do think that's really important, and that's also what keeps me motivated in this job, that I think you can have an impact, however small it is, especially in doing investigative research in this area.
So her job is to investigate incels, and like sometimes you go into these forums to do these investigations and you are traumatized for life. I know a lot of people that worked with neo-Nazi groups in Brazil, and they told me they can never go back to normality after that. Nunca mais consegui voltar, tipo assim, ó, ver as coisas da mesma maneira, seeing things the same way because of what they saw. Yes?
No, I know that there is a group who clean the images in Google.
Who cleans images in Google? Oh, yes, the moderators.
Moderators, yes, in Google. And I know these people have many problems. I think
There was.
there was a new
There was some news.
in BBC about these people,
There was.
and they have stress and depression,
Anxiety, depression.
many problems with a psychologist.
Many psychological problems.
Psychological problems.
Psychological problems. Psychological problems. Let me see if I can find. Sorry?
Não, o papo é bem deprê.
No, that's very sad. Very sad. Aqui. BBC, the story view, the como é que é o nome? The Internet's Dirtiest Secrets, The Cleaners. It's an episode of BBC. It's an episode of a show on BBC. This is very sad. And they still continue doing it. AI has helped them a lot with that. So, what we can conclude that incels don't like women. Why don't they like women?
Because they don't can make sex with them.
Because they can't have sex with them.
With them, and they believe that, and they made it like a involuntary celibation,
That they are involuntary celibatarians.
And for this, they attacked women.
The women.
Women, and one of these men's no. Okay.
When these men.
And these men have problems with the past.
With their past.
Psychological problems.
Yes. They have psychological problems. What else can we understand?
And don't search for helping, so they
don't get any help. And inside the incel community, also, searching for help is considered weak. And Loco said, remember, Ama, never date an incel. I already committed this mistake many years ago. Yeah, one of my ex-boyfriends.
É que nunca dá pra saber se vai ser ou não.
You can...
Na hora que tu vai saber.
Não, é que é tipo assim, né? Olha só, minha amiga, my friend, started dating, ela começou a namorar um cara e ela tirou o bebê desse cara aos 23 anos dele.
Tá, ok.
É incel ou não é incel?
Okay.
E ele era mesmo, and he really was a radicalized incel. Ele era tipo, literalmente, um incel radicalizado. Que ficava curtindo no Twitter, he used to like on Twitter incel content. And when our friends found out his Twitter, she broke up with him. Because it was...
Is correct?
Sorry?
Não, ela fez correto?
Yes, that was correct. But after we were like, there's no excuse for that. And she was like trying to create excuses for that. And we were like, there's no excuse for that. There is literally no excuse for that. And she was like, oh, okay, maybe you are right. And we were like, yeah, fuck, we are right. What the heck? E a gente tava tipo assim, porra, sim, mano, termina lá com ele, pelo amor de Deus. Break up, dude. Anyways, now we have a text. So Jake Davidson, the man suspected of killing 5 people in Plymouth, had been active on social media platforms discussing the incel movement. Young men describing themselves as involuntarily celibate. Now, up to you. You read.
At least two... Peraí, eu tenho que ler? Ah, tá. At least 2 previous mass killing, both in the United States, have drawn attention to the online activities of these groups. So what do we know about those who participate in these forums?
What do we know about those who participate in forums? So the first act is failure and frustration. One of the incels is saying, obviously, I don't have much hope of attracting a woman in first place. Jake Peterson, please do go ahead.
Jake Peterson is one of the thousands of young men who visited forums on Reddit and other incel websites.
I had a
couple of negative experience in relationships, and so that has made me feel like, it's hard to move on from my past and start a new relationship, he says. I have women women who have done pretty bad things to me.
Yeah, which is, I think it's normal. I know. But imagine. Mas agora a gente chega num
Tá.
momento crucial. Imagine. We live, as Phantom was talking about, we live in a society, of course, we live in a society. We live in a misogynistic and man-centered society. So the normal gender role, o papel de gênero normal is the father gets at home, doesn't do anything, and everything is done by the mom.
Ok.
The kid, the young man, grows up watching this every day, vendo isso todo dia. And then he thinks, okay, the role of the woman is to serve me. Ok, o papel da mulher é me servir. But in real life, it's not like that. Mas na vida real não é mais assim. It's not like that anymore. But they can't accept it. But since they lived in this idea for so long, that's what they want. É isso, sabe? Ama, it hasn't been that way since the 70s at least. That's where you're wrong. É aí que você tá errado. That's where you're wrong. Even when women have jobs, they still have to take care of the houses. Unless it's outside of the US, again, that's where you're wrong. Aí é que você se engana. This still exists a lot. In the US, in Brazil, everywhere. And they firmly believe that it should be like this. Eles firmemente acreditam que isso deveria ser assim. And they don't change this way of thinking. And when they find out, okay, we're about to bring on a class for. Okay, for the purposes of this class, this is still common. Especially in conservative environments, especialmente em ambientes, né, conservadores. So they are like, that's what I need to find a subservient woman that will accept everything. But in real life, it doesn't actually happen this way anymore. Mas na vida real, isso não acontece mais assim. Because people are different. They have different upbringings, different upbringings, né? Tem diferentes crescimentos, tem diferentes criações. They think differently, but they cannot accept that. And then there's the vulnerability part. These people are vulnerable because they have traumas. E agora o Phantom falou uma coisa muito interessante. He said something about the subservience of women. All the proof you need is the Supreme Court turning back Roe versus Wade, abolishing abortion. So before, because of an understanding of the Constitution of the United States, women had the right to abort. Now, it depends on the state. Most states now aren't aborting. A maioria dos estados não estão mais fazendo aborto. So, it proves that the conservative people in the United States are still strong. Ainda tá muito forte. And we are speaking from a view of the United States here. Because this white supremacy is... isn't Bolsonaro conservative? Yes, Trump is also conservative. It's like this. Our understanding of conservatism in Brazil is a little different when we talk about incels. So, please read the next paragraph.
These overall themes of failure and frustration.
Failure.
Failure and frustration, along with anger and hate.
Anger
and hate are common in incel forums. I spoke to several young men who call themselves incel. They were in their teens or early 20s, and many have experienced rejection or negative encounters with women.
Women.
Okay, but this is important. Women, women,
Women.
women normally uh, learn to keep with her feelings and this situation of rejections. But men don't. Ai, como é que eu vou falar isso? Tipo assim, a gente aprende a lidar com rejeição
We
e a gente
learn
tem
how
que.
to deal with rejection.
And we have to make better with everything like body and intelligent.
We have to
But men,
improve everything like bodies, intelligence.
yes. But they don't have this thing with men. They only exist and
Don't do anything.
they,
Don't believe that they have to improve.
é isso, basicamente é isso que eu ia falar só.
Yes. Yes. This is
Eu-
part of. This is one of the problems of the misogynist society we live in. They don't believe they have to change. They believe that all women have to accept them the way they are, and if they don't accept them, they're manipulative. They're ugly. They're bitches. You know. So whenever they are rejected by women, they don't see themselves as the problem. They see women as the problem. So they go to message boards.
They go to message boards of lonely lines. What they
Loneliness.
find loneliness
Out of loneliness.
out of loneliness.
Então eles vão para fóruns de mensagem out of loneliness, por se sentirem sozinhos.
Okay. What they find, it's a group of angry men pushing the idea that they have lost the genetic lottery.
Genetic lottery. That's what we were talking about, that they're genetically they believe they're genetically inferior.
And there is most nothing they can do about it.
Yes, there's almost nothing they can do about it. Loco said, why don't they go to a school or something instead of being lonely? Because they believe they're perfect, that they don't need to change, that the society has to change, that they don't need to change, that everyone needs to curve to them. They're megalomaniac, most of them, and sometimes narcissist. And Jack has a YouTube channel.
In a podcast. He is one of very few incels prepared to speak to the media after the Toronto attacks in 2018.
2018. And Anubis asked, okay, what is called if it's the opposite? Como é que é chamado quando é o oposto? Like, I burden everyone and I know I'm the problem. Tipo, quando eu sei que eu incomodo todo mundo e que eu sou o problema. This is called depression. Just kidding. This is called being a normal person. Others agreed to speak.
Eu tava lendo esses dias o livro da Clarice Lispector, né?
In English.
I was reading
The other day. Ele falou assim, ó. Depression, mas ele escreveu assim, ó. Ele escreveu assim, ó. Depression. You were reading Clarice Lispector the other day?
No, and I saw the one phrase
Which is
when you hate himself, when we when you hate yourself, you are living because this is human.
This is human,
Because
yes.
yes,
When you hate, when you like, this is normal. When you focus on only one feeling, like towards the other, maybe this isn't normal. There was a guy that would communicate with Phantom, and he's telling a story. He asks me, how do I meet women and talk to them so confidently? Wow, because you're not an idiot. Anyways, why am I so comfortable in my own skin? I told him, first, don't tell women we play with your action figures. They want a man, not a boy. He flipped out on me over that. He flipped out on me, é tipo assim, ele ficou puto comigo because of that. Dude, I think the first step is accepting who you are. When you accept yourselves, we accept ourselves, the others are just other people we need to accept. And that's it. That's what I think. How can I love somebody else if I don't love myself? Yeah, how can I love somebody else if I don't love myself? You know? So, as others agreed to speak if I changed their names.
they were embarrassed,
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 embarrassed.
embarrassed
Yes, that's much better.
because they are unsuccessful, like
Unsuccessful
unsuccessful at relationships.
at relationships.
Relationships, but many are also hiding extreme views.
Extreme views.
Views.
Extreme views. Exactly. Next paragraph.
One himself from UK, I will call him Liam, has been
Active
active on forums from a young age.
from a young
He's
age.
from a young age.
Young.
He's a young age.
Mm-hmm.
He is unemployed
And
and employed and lives at home with his family.
So many incels have this thing. They're unemployed, and the lack of employment makes them feel even worse about themselves. They get in the state of, I'm not gonna help myself because I don't deserve help or something like this. You know?
But this is a problem because they don't have contact with other people like in a job or friends, I don't know, out in these communities.
Yes, exactly. And they get trapped in this loop of always going back to the incel community because it's the only place that they're accepted, you know. He admits.
I remember
Sorry, you can say.
no, I remember when I started university, and in my city there wasn't many gays in my school or in my neighborhood.
There was or
So
there wasn't?
there wasn't.
Mm-hmm. That you knew
So
about.
and I knew one only in high school, and at the university, it is a university for publishing and journalists, and quase todo mundo,
Almost everyone.
almost everywhere, or was gay or lesbian. So for me, it was the see gays is like
Seeing
a normal
gays.
in my case. Nossa, essa frase ficou horrível, credo.
Seeing gays was not normal for you.
Yes.
Was not normal. Yes, I think going to the university helps us to see other people in different contexts, but you know that going to the university is difficult. It's not for everyone. It changes, you know, the people. Oh my god, now the guys in chat are like impersonating nice guys and incels with abusive behaviors, like they're saying, I'm a nice guy, why don't they just accept my aggressive, manipulative, abusive personality? I like your body, now change everything else to the way I like also. His Phantom said, Anubis said, I felt icky, eu me senti horrível, nojento, texting that. Good, now we know you're not an incel. Okay, he admits.
He admits, I got this sort of misogynist view, which is not helping me in life generally.
Of course it's not helping him. He will not behave normally next to women. Can you read the next part?
I ask him directly, does he hate women? In some
Does?
ways, yes. Does he hate women?
Women?
Women? In some ways, yes, he stutters.
Stutters.
I try not to, but I find myself like I will just be talking and I will say things that I shouldn't really say just because I have been looking at forums.
Yes, so he's basically saying that he's influenced by the forums. And Loco said, Ama, when girls get sad, they take meds, talk to friends, and go to hobbies. When guys get sad, they write manifestos and kill people. That's true. That's true. Vide Lenin, Hitler, entre outros, Napoleon. But that's actually true. Women are good at managing emotions. Not being manipulative, managing emotions. Men are not, because they don't have to deal with frustration when they're growing up. Porque eles não lidam com frustração quando eles estão crescendo. Por causa que a sociedade é misogynista, because the society is misogynist. So we always gonna fall in the same problem. Our conversation is stilted. Please do go ahead.
So,
Thoughts?
Trail off, and silence.
Punctuate
or iteration.
Yeah, so like our conversation is tilt. Ela é Thoughts trail off. Pensamentos se perdem.
I ask Liam what kind of things he says in real life.
He says in real life.
He says in real life that he thinks he shouldn't.
Shouldn't.
He reels off several unprintable insults that he
Unprintable insults, né? Insultos que não dá pra escrever aqui.
That the mothers are at women.
That he mutters.
Mothers at women. So is this behavior a result of his time in cell communities?
Yes. I guess I can't actually say if it's related, because when you're younger, probably wouldn't end up saying those things anyways. But I guess I wouldn't have before. So, he said, eu não sei se eu posso dizer se está relacionado, mas na verdade eu acho que sim. No, Nuni. No, this streamer is banned here. Not Nuni, no. He's too misogynistic. I decided I really don't like him. But don't tell him that. Ever. Ok. Aí tem um streamer que é tipo assim, ele é bem legal, mas ele é meio misoginista. Daí tipo assim, no, he's not really banned. I just don't talk about him anymore and I don't go to his streams anymore. E, tipo, eu não vou nas lives dele mais. Que eu acho que ele é maluco. O meu humano chega e fala assim, eu acho a camisinha um troço muito desnecessário, assim, né? Eu sempre gosto de fazer sem. E fica promovendo essas coisas, tá ligado? E eu fico tipo, vai tomar no teu cu, mano. Eu só me estressava nessa merda. Daí eu parei de ir lá nas lives dele. Inclusive, parei de falar da pessoa. Anyways, sorry.
Mas é alguém famoso? Não.
Não, é tipo uma pessoa que eu conheço que faz live, entendeu?
Ah, tá.
É só uma pessoa que eu conheço que faz live, que é tipo, é uma pessoa que eu conheço há muitos anos, só que não dá, entendeu? Ah, vai tomar no cu, tá ligado? Não quero mais saber. Enfim. Just to finish today's class, we're gonna do crosswords. A gente vai fazer palavra cruzada.
Ah, ai, aqui. Que legal.
Godô. Gosdaze. Gosdaze.
Mas esse dia é diferente, é legal.
Cigarettes or persons and. Não sei. I don't know this one. I don't know this one. Distinctive panel of a lower part of an internal wall. Distinctive panel on the lower part of an internal wall. Tipo assim, eu até sei o que é. Baseboard. Não é. Não é. Anagrama de latches. Essa tá difícil, né? It's hard.
Eu não sei nenhum.
Trimming used to decorate clothes.
Clothes é armários, né?
Clothes
Não,
é... Clothes é... Eu não tenho ideia do número 3. I have no idea about number 3. Clothes é roupas. But, no, it's not but. Muslim leader of a US state. Molding is too? Okay, molding. Okay, molding. That's true. Molding. Good. Olha aqui. Ama. That same guy said to me about a mutual friend who happened to be Asian. She's the kind of Asian girl you want to kidnap. Oh my god, I'm not gonna say that. I swear to you, a grown man said this. And you didn't go to the police? How do you say a quick look in English? Quick look with 6 letters. Eu sei. I know.
Eu não sei nem falar inglês.
Eu sei. Quick look can be a glance. He glanced at me. He looked quickly at me. Have a huge appetite. 4 words. 4 palavras. I don't know. Recoil. Another word for recoil. Recoil é o dano que você toma de uma arma de fogo, por exemplo. I don't know. Gangling. Oh my god, what the fuck is gangling? I have no idea. Meu Deus, mano. O que é gangling? Deixa eu ver aqui. Gangling. This is hard, I know.
Yeah.
Não sei, isso é difícil. Não gostei. Vou pesquisar agora assim. Fácil. Easy.
Aí parece das crianças, sabe, com os desenhos assim, umas borboletinhas, tudo em volta.
Tomara, é isso que eu quero. That's what I want. Get an easier one so I feel smart. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. Ele falou, pega uma mais fácil pra me sentir inteligente. Eu falei, exatamente, pô. Exactly. Oh my god. Não, muito difícil. Muito difícil. Tá. Staircase part. Essa é fácil. É degrau. How do you say degrau in English? Go look it up. Vai lá pesquisar. Go look it up. Tá, todo mundo sabe no chat. Everybody knows in the chat. Ok. Ok, guys. She will look it up. Pay attention. Hold up. Who knows perfect school grade?
É,
Step. Isso aí. Step. Ó, who knows perfect school grade?
cadê o 5?
Aqui, ó. 5.
Como é que é recreio em inglês?
Recreio, break.
Break?
Não, perfect
Break?
school grade. O que é perfect school grade?
A grande escola perfeita?
O que é grade?
Ah,
Nota. Perfect school grade.
ah,
Não, porque essa é ABCD. Aí assim, ó. Esse aí mesmo. ABCD. Então, ABCDF. Então, A plus A mais.
tá.
Difficult journey. Difficult journey with 4 letters. Caralho, Noob, você sabe todas. Noob knows all of them. E morreu. And she's dead. I'm cleaning my palette and now my hands are like this. And the thing is like this. A minha paleta tá. O meu pano tá assim. Mas tá limpo, it's clean. Que é o que importa, that's what matters. Difficult journey.
Ah, eu comecei.
Comer? O que é difficult journey?
Jornada difícil, não é?
Então, how do you say a difficult journey in English?
Hard?
Hard é o sinônimo de difficult, but not difficult journey. Not difficult journey. Ó, leaf of a book. Folha de um livro. Page. E Tehran native. Nativo do Tehran. Tehran native. Essa eu não sei. Pesquisa aí pra nós. Look it up for us. That's what he said. Iranian, Persian, I have no idea. I'm gonna learn now. Vou aprender agora. Because Renata will teach me. Tehran native. Nativo do Teherã. Iranian. Good. Head on. Tinha em cima. I have no idea. Air freshener target.
O que é isso?
What is air freshener? Next is war. Ok. Head on. Tipo, tinha em cima. Ou seja, usou. Tinha em cima não. Tinha sobre. Pode ser, tipo assim, estava usando uma peça de roupa. Então, no caso, wore. Usou. Air freshener target. O que é target?
O alvo, não é?
Alvo. E o que é air freshener? What is air freshener? Look it up. Yes, like Febreze. But we don't have Febreze in Brazil. And also Febreze causes cancer.
Tem aqui um ambientador.
Air freshener. É os Glade que faz tchu, tchu, tchu. Esse é o air freshener. What is the target of an air freshener? Qual que é o alvo de um desodorante de ar? É do ar, não do corpo. It's not body deodorizer, it's air deodorizer.
Peraí. Aqueles. Peraí.
Não tô falando de inseticida. Pensa
Desodorante.
quando você vai no banheiro. Aí você bota um fricô.
Ah, tá.
When you go to the bathroom and you use fricô, for an example. This is air
Não é pulp não, né?
deodorizer. O quê?
Não é pulp não, né?
Guys, she said it's poop. I'm gonna put poop. O Anubis falou assim, odor.
Ah,
Jamaican Seaside Resort. I have no idea. Graduation cap attachment. Nossa senhora. Nunca que eu ia saber. I would never know. Go eat. If you're hungry, go eat. That's what I'm gonna say about today. Are you hungry? Go eat. You have depression? Don't be sad. He said tassel. Tassel. I have no idea. Hard to please actress. Hard to please actress. Hard to please, difícil de agradar. Hard to please actress. God damn, you know so much. Ah lá, falou alguma coisa que eu não sabia. Diva. A diva is a woman that is hard to please and is an actress. Letter before T. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. Letter before T. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V. Letter before T. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T. O que é before?
Ah, before. Antes. S.
S. Só que eu não sei escrever S. Depois acho que é S. Não sei. Vou botar assim, S. Line on a list. Não sei. Vamos revelar. Vamos lá. Aqui, ó. Step, page, older, tassel, A plus Irene, were, it was correct, diva, S, era S mesmo, never mind. É isso aí, we did good. Fez bem, we did good. So, Renata, what have you learned in today's class?
I learned a little about incel, the word tart, so piece of cook pie, but it's not a pie, bell pepper, pork, to pig,
for pig meat, Good. That's it. So,
and garlic when you spoke about your
garlic. This Saturday I have to go to an art fair. Eu tenho que ir pra uma feira de arte. A gente pode fazer nossa aula meio-dia?
Não, pra mim tá ótimo.
Okay. So I changed our schedule. And I'll see you next time. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye, Renata. O que nós vamos fazer agora? What are we gonna do now? Oh my god. Where is my camera? My camera dead. My camera dead. Please no spy. Oh, my camera's dead. How do I make my camera work again? How do I make my camera work again? No. Properties. Okay. No, it didn't work. No, it doesn't work. It's not working, guys. I don't know what to do. Okay, we're gonna raid somebody because I have to do other stuff today. Gonna raid New Leaf. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. 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 What do you get when dinosaurs cross the skies? Tyrannosaurus? Oh my god. Bye.